Roger Wilton sat at his cluttered desk in his dimly lit laboratory, the soft hum of machinery and the occasional beep of his computer, the only sounds breaking the silence. Outside, the city was alive with the usual hustle and bustle, but inside his lab, time seemed to stand still. A holographic screen floated in front of him, displaying complex equations and data from his latest experiments. Despite the cutting-edge technology surrounding him, Roger felt a deep sense of solitude. At the same time, Zag is at the other end of the universe, sat in his sleek, futuristic laboratory, his holographic communicator glowing with an alert from Roger. They spoke almost daily, sharing the latest discoveries from their respective worlds, and Zag had grown to cherish these conversations. Roger's birthday was approaching, and Zag wanted to send a gift that would not only surprise but deeply touch his dear friend. The Exlaran scientist paced his lab, pondering the perfect gift. A new piece of technology? Too impersonal? A rare element? Too impractical? Then it struck him the beauty and grace of Exlara's women were renowned throughout the galaxy. An idea formed, audacious and unconventional, but the more he thought about it, the more he liked it. He would send a companion, someone who could bring joy and perhaps love into Roger's life. Zag immediately thought of Alicia, a strikingly beautiful woman with a kind heart and adventurous spirit. She was well known and admired on Exlara, and Zag had often seen her at scientific conferences, showing an interest in human culture. He contacted her, explaining his plan. Alicia, Zag began, his voice echoing through the crystalline corridors of his lab. I have a rather unusual request. You see, my friend Roger on Earth is celebrating his birthday soon, and I want to give him a gift that will make a real difference in his life. He is lonely, despite his brilliant mind and kind nature. I was hoping you might consider visiting him as a companion, even if just for a while. Alicia listened intently, her curiosity piqued. She had heard about Roger from Zag's stories, and was intrigued by the prospect of traveling to Earth. The idea of helping someone and experiencing a new world excited her. What would this entail, Zag, she asked, her voice calm but with a hint of excitement. I mean, how long would I stay, and what would my role be? Zag smiled, sensing her interest. Initially, just to be there for him. Help him with his daily life, assist in his experiments if you wish, and simply be a friend. If things work out and you both find it agreeable, you could stay longer. I assure you, if at any point you wish to return, you can. And of course, I will compensate you generously for your time and effort. Alicia thought for a moment. She had always yearned for adventure and new experiences. Helping someone who needed companionship and possibly forming a meaningful connection was appealing. All right, Zag, I'll do it. When do I leave? Zag's eyes lit up with gratitude. Thank you, Alicia. You'll leave in 2 days. I'll make all the arrangements. Roger will be so surprised. True to his word, Zag arranged everything meticulously. He prepared a small but luxurious spacecraft for Alicia, equipped with all the comforts she might need during her journey to Earth. He also briefed her on Earth's customs, ensuring she would feel comfortable and prepared. Roger Wilton sat at his cluttered desk in his dimly lit laboratory. His thoughts were interrupted by the familiar chime of an incoming call. He glanced at the screen, a smile spreading across his face as he saw Zag's name appear. With a quick tap, the call connected, and a three-dimensional hologram of Zag materialized before him. Roger, my friend Zag's voice was warm and filled with enthusiasm, his Exlaran features sharp and alien, yet familiar and comforting. Zag, it's good to see you, Roger replied, leaning back in his chair. The sight of his friend, even as a hologram, never failed to lift his spirits. Zag and Roger had met years ago at an intergalactic science symposium. Despite the vast distances between Earth and Exlara, their shared passion for scientific discovery had forged an unbreakable bond. They communicated almost daily, exchanging ideas and collaborating on projects that pushed the boundaries of their respective fields. Today, however, there was something different about Zag. His eyes sparkled with a hint of mischief, and his grin was wider than usual. Roger raised an eyebrow, curious. What's going on, Zag? You seem particularly cheerful today. Zag chuckled, the sound resonating with an almost musical quality. I've been thinking, Roger. Your birthday is coming up, isn't it? According to the Earth calendar, it's just around the corner. Roger nodded, somewhat surprised that Zag had remembered. Yes, it is. But honestly, it's just another day for me. I usually spend it working. Ah, but that won't do, Zag said, shaking his head. You deserve something special, my friend. Something that will bring you joy and remind you that you are valued. Roger felt a warmth in his chest at Zag's words. You don't have to do anything extravagant, Zag. Your friendship is more than enough. Zag's grin widened and he leaned closer to the holographic display, as if sharing a secret. Well, I've been planning something quite extraordinary. A gift that will be both significant and expensive, as it should be for someone like you. Roger's curiosity was piqued. Significant and expensive. Now you have my attention. Zag's smile turned mysterious. You'll see, my friend. In 2 days, I want you to go to the spaceport used for interplanetary transportation. Trust me, you'll find a surprise waiting for you. Roger laughed, a mix of anticipation and amusement filling him. All right, Zag, I trust you, but you've certainly raised my expectations. Zag's expression softened, a hint of sincerity in his eyes. You've been a wonderful friend, Roger. You deserve something special. Just wait and see. As the call ended and Zag's hologram faded away, Roger leaned back in his chair, his mind buzzing with curiosity. What could Zag possibly be planning? The thought of receiving a special gift from his friend filled him with an unusual sense of excitement. For the first time in a long while, Roger felt a flicker of anticipation about his upcoming birthday. He turned back to his work, but his thoughts kept drifting to Zag's mysterious words. Whatever the surprise was, he knew it would be something memorable. Little did he know, it would be a gift that would change his life forever. The bustling spaceport on the outskirts of Earth was a cacophony of activity. Holographic advertisements flickered in the air, promoting everything from interstellar cruises to cutting-edge gadgets. Ships from countless planets landed and took off, their sleek designs and diverse insignias creating a vibrant mosaic of alien technology. Amidst this controlled chaos, Roger Wilton stood, feeling a mix of anticipation and curiosity. Zag had been cryptic but insistent. Go to the spaceport in 2 days, he had said with a mischievous glint in his holographic eyes. I've got a surprise for you. Roger, trusting his friend implicitly, had taken the day off from his lab and now found himself surrounded by an array of beings from across the galaxy, each with their own stories and destinations. As Roger scanned the crowd, his mind wandered to the possible surprises Zag might have in store. An exotic gadget? A rare scientific specimen? The thought of an interplanetary surprise filled him with a childlike excitement he hadn't felt in years. Little did he know, this surprise would be unlike anything he had ever imagined. The intercom crackled to life, announcing the arrival of a ship from Exlara. Roger's pulse quickened. Zag was from Exlara, could this be it? He moved closer to the arrival gate, his eyes searching for any sign of his friend or the mysterious surprise. The ship docked with a gentle hum, and the airlock hissed open. Passengers began to disembark, their diverse appearances and attire a testament to the wide array of cultures Exlara hosted. Among them, one figure stood out, a woman, her presence commanding yet graceful. She moved with an elegance that seemed almost otherworldly, her dark eyes scanning the crowd with purpose. Roger felt a strange pull as their eyes met. The woman approached him with a confident stride, her attire a mix of traditional Exlaran fabric and modern design. She stopped a few feet away, her gaze warm and inviting. Roger Wilton, she asked, her voice melodic with a subtle Exlaran accent. Roger nodded, momentarily speechless. The woman smiled, and it felt as though the room had brightened. I'm Alicia, she said, extending her hand. Zag's gift to you. Roger's mind raced. A gift. What did she mean? He took her hand, feeling the warmth and sincerity in her grip. I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused, he stammered. Zag sent you. Alicia's smile widened. Yes, he thought you might appreciate some company. I've come to help you, and perhaps be a friend. Roger's heart swelled with a mix of gratitude and surprise. He had never expected such a thoughtful gesture from Zag. The reality of his loneliness, something he had grown accustomed to, now felt stark and raw in Alicia's presence. Thank you, he managed to say, his voice filled with emotion. This is incredibly kind of you. Alicia's eyes sparkled with understanding. Let's head to your place. I'm eager to see where you work and live. The journey back to Roger's home was filled with conversation. Alicia's curiosity about Earth was palpable, and Roger found himself enjoying the role of guide and host. He explained the sights they passed, from the towering skyscrapers to the bustling markets, each detail enriching Alicia's understanding of her new environment. When they arrived at Roger's modest home, Alicia took in the surroundings with a keen eye. The house was a reflection of Roger's personality, uncluttered, efficient, yet warm with personal touches. Bookshelves lined the walls, filled with scientific journals, novels, and mementos from his travels. The lab, a converted garage, was a testament to his dedication to his work. As they settled in, Alicia's presence began to feel less like an intrusion and more like a welcome change. She moved with a natural grace, her actions considerate and mindful. She helped with unpacking her things, each item revealing a glimpse of Exlaran culture, intricately designed fabrics, small technological devices, and a few personal keepsakes. The early morning sun filtered through the blinds of Roger's modest apartment, casting soft, golden stripes across the room. Alicia stood by the window, gazing out at the unfamiliar landscape of Earth. The sky, a brilliant azure, contrasted starkly with the deep purples and greens of her home planet, Exlara. She felt a mix of excitement and trepidation about the new life she was embarking on. Roger, still groggy from sleep, shuffled into the kitchen. He paused when he saw Alicia standing there, a vision of otherworldly beauty in the morning light. Her iridescent skin shimmered softly, and her violet eyes sparkled with curiosity. Roger's heart skipped a beat. It had been a long time since anyone had shared his space, and certainly never someone like Alicia. "Good morning," she greeted, her voice melodic and warm. "Good morning," Roger replied, managing a smile. "Did you sleep well?" "Yes, thank you. Your home is very comfortable," she said, turning to face him fully. "I was just admiring the view. Earth is so different from Exlara." Roger nodded, moving to make a pot of coffee. "It must be quite a change for you. If there's anything you need or if you have any questions, just let me know." As the coffee brewed, filling the room with its rich aroma, they chatted about their planets, exchanging stories of landscapes, cultures, and traditions. Roger was fascinated by Alicia's descriptions of Exlara's bioluminescent forests and floating cities. In return, he shared tales of Earth's diverse environments, from sprawling deserts to icy tundras. Their conversations flowed easily, breaking down the initial awkwardness of their unusual situation. Alicia proved to be an excellent cook, introducing Roger to Exlaran cuisine with its vibrant flavors and exotic spices. In turn, Roger taught her how to make Earth dishes, starting with simple breakfasts. They laughed together as she learned to flip pancakes, a skill that initially eluded her. Over time, their routines settled into a comfortable rhythm. They would wake up, share breakfast, and then dive into their scientific work. Roger was impressed by Alicia's intellect and her innovative approach to problem-solving. They collaborated on several projects, combining Roger's knowledge of Earth's technologies with Alicia's advanced Exlaran techniques. One evening, as they were working late in the lab, a power outage plunged the apartment into darkness. Roger fumbled for a flashlight, but Alicia simply raised her hand, her fingertips glowing with a soft, blue light. "Bioluminescence," she explained with a smile, "one of the many wonders of Exlara." Roger watched in awe as she illuminated the room with her gentle glow. It was moments like these that reminded him just how extraordinary Alicia was. She wasn't just a beautiful woman from another planet, she was a marvel of nature and science. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Alicia's presence brought a warmth and vitality to Roger's life that he hadn't realized he was missing. She filled the apartment with laughter and light, transforming it from a solitary scientist's abode into a home. Their days began early, with the hum of the coffee maker and the gentle clinking of breakfast dishes. Alicia, with her Exlaran elegance, moved through the kitchen with a grace that fascinated Roger. Her laughter, a melodious sound that echoed through the house, brought a warmth that had been absent for far too long. They shared stories of their worlds over breakfast, Roger explaining Earth's peculiar traditions, while Alicia recounted the wonders of Exlara, a planet of stunning beauty and advanced technology. As the weeks passed, the initial formality between them began to dissolve. Their scientific collaboration became more than a partnership of minds, it was an intricate dance of mutual respect and growing affection. They spent hours in Roger's lab, a converted basement filled with beeping gadgets and half-finished experiments. Alicia's sharp intellect and innovative ideas complemented Roger's meticulous methods, creating a synergy that led to breakthroughs neither could have achieved alone. One afternoon, while working on a particularly challenging experiment, Roger glanced up from his notes to see Alicia deep in concentration. A stray lock of her silvery hair had fallen over her face, and without thinking, Roger reached out to tuck it behind her ear. Alicia looked up, startled by the unexpected touch, and their eyes met. For a moment, the world around them seemed to pause, the air thick with unspoken feelings. "Thank you," she said softly, her cheeks tinged with a faint blush. Roger smiled, his heart pounding. Any time he replied, his voice a little unsteady. They returned to their work, but the atmosphere between them had changed, charged with a new, electrifying energy. In the evenings they would retreat to the living room, where Roger had introduced Alicia to Earth cinema. They sat side by side on the couch, the flickering light of the screen casting shadows across their faces. Alicia marveled at the storytelling, often laughing or gasping at scenes, her reactions pure and unfiltered. Roger found himself watching her more than the movies, captivated by her expressions and the joy she found in these simple pleasures. One night, after watching a particularly touching film, Alicia turned to Roger with tears in her eyes. "Your world stories are so beautiful," she said, her voice full of emotion. "They make me feel so connected to you and your people." Roger reached out, gently taking her hand. "I'm glad you're here to share them with me," he said, his thumb brushing over her knuckles. They sat in silence, the connection between them growing stronger with each passing second. Their bond deepened further during quiet moments spent outside. Roger's home was surrounded by a lush garden, a haven of tranquility where they would often walk in the evenings. Alicia loved the vibrant colors and the delicate scents of Earth's flora, and Roger took great pleasure in showing her his favorite spots. One evening, as they strolled through the garden, Alicia stopped to admire a particularly beautiful rose bush. "These are incredible," she murmured, leaning in to inhale the fragrance. "So different from the flowers on Exlara." Roger, standing close behind her, felt a surge of affection. "I planted these myself," he admitted. "I never thought they'd be appreciated by someone like you." Alicia turned to face him, her eyes shining. "You underestimate yourself, Roger. You have a gift for creating beauty both in your garden and in your work." Overwhelmed by her words, Roger closed the distance between them, his hand lifting to cup her cheek. "Alicia, you've brought a kind of beauty into my life that I never thought possible." Their eyes locked, and in that moment, the world fell away. Slowly, Roger leaned in, capturing Alicia's lips in a tender kiss. It was a kiss that spoke of all the unspoken feelings that had been building between them, a promise of something deeper. When they finally pulled apart, they were both breathless, their foreheads resting together. "I've wanted to do that for so long," Roger confessed, his voice barely above a whisper. Alicia smiled, her heart swelling with happiness. "And I've wanted you to," she replied, her fingers tracing the line of his jaw. I think I'm falling in love with you, Roger." Roger's heart soared. "I'm falling in love with you too, Alicia." From that day forward, their relationship blossomed. They continued their scientific work, but now there was a new dimension to their partnership. They were no longer just colleagues or friends, they were two hearts intertwined, growing closer with each passing day. The love they had found in each other became the foundation of a beautiful new chapter in their lives, one filled with endless possibilities and the promise of a bright future together. Months passed. The soft glow of twilight bathed Roger's laboratory in a gentle, golden light, casting long shadows across the room filled with intricate scientific equipment and charts. Alicia stood at the counter, carefully measuring ingredients for their latest experiment, her movements graceful and precise. Roger watched her for a moment, a smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. He had been planning this evening for weeks, and now the moment had finally arrived. As Alicia added the final component to the mixture, Roger approached her, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and nervousness. "Alicia," he began, his voice slightly trembling, "would you join me for a walk outside? There's something I want to show you." Alicia looked up, her violet eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Of course, Roger. Let me just finish this up." She carefully set the mixture aside, wiped her hands, and followed Roger out of the laboratory. The cool evening air greeted them as they stepped outside, the sky painted with hues of pink and orange as the sun set on the horizon. Roger led Alicia to a secluded spot in his garden, a place they often retreated to after long days of work. It was a small clearing surrounded by tall, fragrant flowers that Alicia had introduced from Exlara. In the center of the clearing, Roger had set up a small table adorned with candles and a bouquet of vibrant, exotic blooms. Alicia's eyes widened in surprise as she took in the scene. "Roger, this is beautiful," she said, her voice filled with awe. "What's the occasion?" Roger took a deep breath, his nerves momentarily settling as he looked into Alicia's eyes. "Alicia, you've brought so much joy and light into my life since the day you arrived. I never imagined that a gift from a friend could change my world in such a profound way. You've become my partner, my confidant, and my greatest love." Alicia's eyes softened, her cheeks flushing a delicate shade of pink. "Roger." Roger reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, intricately carved box. He opened it to reveal a stunning ring, crafted from a rare Exlaran gemstone that shimmered with 1,000 colors in the candlelight. "Alicia, I can't imagine my life without you. Will you marry me and make this universe a place where we create our own adventures, together?" Tears welled up in Alicia's eyes as she looked at the ring, then back at Roger. She could see the sincerity and love in his gaze, and her heart swelled with happiness. "Yes, Roger," she whispered, her voice choked with emotion. "Yes, I will marry you." Roger slipped the ring onto her finger, and they embraced, the world around them fading away as they held each other close. The candles flickered in the gentle breeze, casting a warm glow over their entwined forms. Later, as they sat together at the candlelit table, sharing a meal and reminiscing about their journey together, Roger felt a profound sense of contentment. They talked about their plans for the future, their dreams of exploration, and the scientific discoveries they hoped to achieve side by side. The night sky above them was a tapestry of stars, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the incredible journey that had brought them together. Roger looked at Alicia, her face illuminated by the soft glow of the candles, and felt an overwhelming surge of love and gratitude. As the evening drew to a close, Roger and Alicia walked back to the house hand in hand, their hearts full and their spirits intertwined. They knew that their path would be filled with challenges and adventures, but they were ready to face them together, united by their love and the unbreakable bond they had forged. In the quiet stillness of the night, as they lay together under the starry sky, Roger whispered, "Thank you, Alicia, for saying yes. You've made me the happiest man in the universe." Alicia smiled, resting her head on his shoulder. "And you've given me a new world to explore, Roger. I can't wait to see what the future holds for us." The stars shone brightly in the night sky, a glittering tapestry that stretched across the cosmos. On Earth, Roger and Alicia were preparing for a special visit from their dear friend Zag. The anticipation was palpable, an electric charge in the air that made everything feel more vibrant and alive. Roger stood at the spaceport, his eyes scanning the sky for any sign of the approaching Exlaran vessel. He couldn't help but reflect on how much his life had changed since Alicia had arrived. His once solitary existence had transformed into a life filled with love, laughter, and companionship. And it was all thanks to Zag's thoughtful and unconventional birthday gift. As the sleek, silver ship descended gracefully onto the landing pad, Roger's heart raced with excitement. The hatch opened with a soft hiss, and out stepped Zag, his familiar blue skin and warm smile a comforting sight. Roger rushed forward, enveloping his friend in a tight embrace. "Zag, it's so good to see you," Roger exclaimed, his voice filled with genuine joy. Zag returned the embrace, his eyes twinkling with delight. "It's wonderful to be here, Roger. I've missed you, my friend." The two men, reunited after months apart, made their way back to Roger's home, where Alicia was waiting. As they walked, Roger filled Zag in on the latest developments in his research and personal life, his voice animated and lively. Zag listened intently, his admiration for his friend's achievements evident in his attentive gaze. When they arrived, Alicia greeted Zag with a warm hug. "Welcome, Zag. We've been looking forward to your visit." "Thank you, Alicia," Zag replied, his smile widening. "It's good to see you both so happy." That evening, they shared a lavish dinner that Alicia had prepared, filled with dishes from both Earth and Exlara. The aroma of exotic spices and familiar scents mingled in the air, creating an atmosphere of warmth and celebration. As they ate, the trio reminisced about old times, laughed over shared memories, and discussed their plans for the future. "Remember the time we got lost in the asteroid belt trying to find that rare mineral?" Roger said, chuckling at the memory. Zag nodded, laughing. How could I forget? We were so determined to find it, even though it took us days to realize we had the wrong coordinates. Alicia listened, her eyes shining with affection as she watched the two friends interact. She felt a deep sense of gratitude for Zag, whose gift had brought so much happiness into her life. She reached out and took Roger's hand, giving it a gentle squeeze. Later, as the night wore on and the conversation turned more introspective, Zag spoke about the changes he had noticed in Roger. "You've become a different man, Roger, more alive, more vibrant. I can see the joy in your eyes." Roger glanced at Alicia, his heart swelling with love. "It's all thanks to you, Zag. You brought Alicia into my life, and she's made all the difference." Alicia blushed, her cheeks turning a delicate shade of pink. "We've all brought something special into each other's lives. I'm grateful for both of you." Zag smiled, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. He had always hoped that his gift would bring happiness to Roger, but seeing the reality exceeded his expectations. The bond between Roger and Alicia was a testament to the power of friendship and love, and Zag felt privileged to have played a part in their story. As the evening drew to a close, they sat outside under the stars, wrapped in blankets and sipping on warm drinks. The sky above was a vast expanse of glittering stars, a reminder of the endless possibilities the universe held. "To friendship," Roger said, raising his cup in a toast, "and to the unexpected gifts that life brings." "To love," Alicia added, her voice soft and heartfelt. "And to the adventures yet to come," Zag concluded, his eyes reflecting the starlight. The three friends clinked their cups together, their laughter ringing out into the night. As they gazed up at the stars, they knew that no matter the distance between their planets, their bond would remain unbreakable. The universe was vast and full of wonders, but the greatest wonder of all was the friendship that had brought them together. Roger and Alicia stood hand in hand on the balcony of their shared home, a unique blend of Earth and Exlaran architecture. The night sky shimmered with countless stars, a reminder of the vast universe that had brought them together. Their love had not only bridged the distance between two planets, but had also merged two cultures into one harmonious existence. The house was a testament to their journey, a fusion of Roger's modern earthly technology and Alicia's elegant Exlaran designs. The walls were adorned with holographic art from Exlara, displaying scenes of ethereal landscapes and the serene beauty of Alicia's homeland. Earthly plants thrived in the garden, tended with care by Alicia, who had developed a fondness for Earth's flora. The scent of blooming jasmine wafted through the air, mingling with the subtle fragrance of Exlaran blossoms that adorned the interior. Their days were filled with joy and discovery. In their state-of-the-art laboratory, Roger and Alicia worked side by side, their minds and hearts in perfect sync. They were pioneers in their field, making groundbreaking advancements in interplanetary agriculture, creating hybrid plants that could thrive on both Earth and Exlara. Their work promised to solve food shortages on both planets, and their findings were celebrated by scientists and governments alike. In the evenings, they would retreat to their favorite spot, the observatory. Built on the highest point of their property, the observatory offered a panoramic view of the night sky. It was here, under the vast expanse of stars, that they often reflected on their incredible journey. They would share stories of their childhoods, their dreams, and their aspirations, feeling a deeper connection with each passing day. Roger's friends and family welcomed Alicia with open arms. She became an integral part of their community, sharing her knowledge and culture with curiosity and kindness. Alicia's gentle nature and wisdom endeared her to everyone she met. She often held gatherings where she would prepare traditional Exlaran dishes, introducing new flavors and culinary experiences that quickly became beloved by their friends. Zag's visits were a highlight, his presence a reminder of the friendship that had sparked this extraordinary chapter in their lives. He marveled at the life Roger and Alicia had built together, his eyes sparkling with pride and happiness. During his stays, the three would engage in lively discussions about the latest scientific discoveries and share laughter over cherished memories. Zag's thoughtful gift had not only enriched Roger's life, but had also created a lasting bond between Earth and Exlara. As seasons changed, so did Roger and Alicia's love, growing deeper and more profound. They supported each other through challenges, celebrated each other's successes, and found solace in their unwavering partnership. Their love story became a symbol of hope and unity, inspiring others to embrace the unknown and cherish the connections that transcended boundaries. One evening, as they watched a meteor shower from their observatory, Roger turned to Alicia with a tender smile. "Can you believe how far we've come?" he asked, his voice filled with wonder. Alicia leaned into him, her eyes reflecting the brilliance of the stars. "It's incredible," she replied softly. "We were brought together by a simple act of kindness, and now look at us. We've created a life filled with love and purpose." Roger kissed her forehead, his heart swelling with gratitude. "I never imagined that my life would change so profoundly. You've brought so much joy and meaning into my world, Alicia. And you have given me a home and a love that I never knew was possible," Alicia whispered, her eyes shimmering with tears of happiness. "Together, we are unstoppable." Under the celestial display, they held each other close, feeling the pulse of the universe around them. Their love had become a beacon of light, guiding them through the infinite possibilities that lay ahead. They knew that whatever the future held, they would face it together, their hearts intertwined, their souls united. Roger and Alicia lived their happily ever after, not as an end, but as a beginning of endless adventures, boundless discoveries, and a love that would echo through the cosmos for all eternity.